I mean, you could just type out twitch.tv / thumbstickathlete.
Might have it here, Dan. I think I got it, bud.
Yeah, Twitch was acting funny when I was trying to sign in on the
Lizard Squad.
God, I hope not. Those jerks.
There we are.
Their big dumb faces.
All right, let me tweet it out. All right, Daniel.
Shall we?
Punch it.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to episode 187 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Merrick.
Will.
Corey is not here with us today. He's doing big things. No, he's at a hockey game tonight.
Taking in some hockey.
He didn't have any input for this week's episode, really, anyway. So this is the best day we could record, and it was one of 2 days Corey couldn't record.
Let's be honest. We sent him to Hearthstone rehab.
Yeah, he does need to have some Hearthstone rehab. I was actually hoping he would be on this week's episode because I played a decent amount of Hearthstone this weekend. I wanted to discuss it with him, and I know I will have forgotten all I wanted to talk about by next week's episode. So
I played a lot, so
yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it. I played a few hours worth this weekend. I'll get into why later, but our episode today is on Evolve, the new asymmetrical multiplayer first-person shooter from Turtle Rock.
Yep, Turtle Rock.
Do we have anything we want to tease for later on in the episode?
Yeah, I do, Dan.
What do you got?
Bayonetta 2. I played
2.
for 4 in February. I started Super Mario Galaxy 2 for 4 in February. I played the Scream Ride demo that's out for Xbox One. Excite Bike a little bit. Actually, I probably won't even talk about that, but I did try it for my 3DS. It was me. And Monster Hunter 4 I do want to talk more about for the 3DS.
I think we're going to try and do an episode on it, too.
Yes. That's one that we should give it some time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe at the end of February, we'll do 2 weeks from now, we'll do an episode on it.
Yeah, because next week we'll probably do the order.
Yeah.
I have the weekend to play.
Oh, so you should have it done,
beaten.
apparently.
Should have it done in a day, honestly.
We want to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I got.
Cool. Will, do you have anything you want to tease?
Just Wind Waker HD for stuff that I haven't been playing, really. Because I've been playing more Smash, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone.
The usual.
Yeah, the usual.
Okay. I started Papers, Please.
Ooh.
So I'll be talking about that. That's another one I want to talk to Corey about because it was a big favorite of his. So
I know I wanted to talk about Monster Hunter with Corey tonight too.
That big jerk not being on this week's episode.
Yeah, he really blew this one.
He did. Screwed the pooch.
Okay. Will, let's get started with Evolve, the main segment.
All right, so Evolve. This game's getting a lot of bad press because of the DLC. We'll talk about it a little bit. I didn't get into a lot of detail in the DLC, but I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So basically, you get into the game, there's a main menu with the options of multiplayer. So when you click the multiplayer option, you can do scrimmage, which is play one round at a time, matchmaking and cycling through maps in hunt mode. And then there's evacuation, where you play 5 missions in a dynamic campaign where all the game modes are played, and players affect the environment by winning and losing. I should say I played and beat that. I don't know if you want to count that as a beaten game.
Did the credits roll?
Yeah.
There are no credits.
There's got to be.
So
let me play Corey. There's got to be credits.
Well, this is the only reason why I wondered is it says campaign.
Well, is a campaign it's like Titanfall then, where the campaign is kind of folded into the multiplayer?
Yeah, basically what evacuation is there's a single player version where it's just you, and there's a multiplayer version where obviously you can have as many people. And what it is it plays the 5 missions on different maps, and it's different game modes. I'll get into the game modes right now while I'm here. But there is Hunt, which is the hunters must find and kill the monster before the monster kills them. And if the monster reaches stage 3, it can destroy the power relay. And what the power relay is, it helps you with the ships and all that stuff. So if it hits level 3, it's at its most powerful, and it goes in to destroy the power relay, and you have to defend it. So that's Hunt. And
Are you going to get into how the monster gets to level 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to say right now, the monster kills animals on the planet and feeds off of them, and then the more it feeds, the higher the level it gets, and eventually it hits stage 3 where it's at its most powerful and does the most damage.
Can it also I guess, evolve by killing the human players? Or is it only by environmental stuff?
I'm assuming. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think it's just like, because you don't really feed off the human hunters, which I never did. I didn't play the monster very much.
Okay.
I probably played the monster. I only did one game.
All right.
I'll try feeding off the hunters next time.
Okay.
That's a good question. I don't know that. And then there's defend. Monsters must destroy the transport ships and power source before the time expires, and the hunters must defend it for the remaining time to kill the monster. This is basically like Hunt, but stage 3 version. The monster starts in stage 3, and it attacks the power relay, and it's kind of hard. That's probably the hardest game type, I thought, because the monster's so strong.
Yeah, I've heard that you pretty much need to get to the monster as quick as you can.
Yeah, that definitely. If you work together as a team and get to it like that, you'll take down the monster easily. But if it gets to level 2 and 3, you're gonna have a hard time fighting it, because the monster's really weak at level 1. And then there's Nest, and the monster must kill the hunters before they destroy their eggs and minions. This is basically the other way around. The monster's defending its own stuff, and the player's going to destroy it.
That.
And the monster can hatch a minion, like a strong mini version of itself. It's like the
Baby
Goliath.
monster.
Yeah, basically, like there's a monster called the Goliath, and it's basically baby versions of a Goliath. That's from what I saw, at least. And but it costs the egg, so the egg will be done, but there'll be a mini monster attacking. So there's that, and then there's rescue, and the hunters must revive and evacuate survivors besides the monsters before the monster kills the 5 of the survivors. So that's also pretty difficult.
Okay.
So anyway, there's that. So you can do the campaign with people, or you can do a custom game where it's just you can invite friends and do whatever. And under the solo, it's quick play one round at a time, cycling through the maps and game modes.
So that's their single players. You just play it with like AI bots, basically.
Yeah, AI bot. Oh yeah, I didn't even get into the campaign. I'm moving. Okay, so basically the campaign is those game types. Like there'll be 2 selections you can do. You can do hunt on some map, or you can do defend on another map, and you can choose whichever mission you want to do. And if you win, the monster gets more of like a handicap, so it's harder. The monster's stronger the next round, and the more times you beat it, the stronger the monster gets. So it kind of auto balances it out, makes it harder. I don't really like that particularly, because it gets insanely hard on round 5 when you've won 3 out of the 4, and it's just going to town on you. So yeah, I don't know. Like I beat that. It was I think 35 minutes maybe worth of gameplay. And I was like, all right. And it goes through the different maps. And the maps are Armory, Aviary, Barracks, Distillery, Fusion Plant, Med Lab, Orbital Drill, Refueling Tower, Rendering Plant, the Dam, Weather Control, and Wraith Trap. The Wraith Trap is the only map that's named after a monster, too. And the monsters are the Kraken. It specializes in ranged combat, and the 4 abilities it has, because everybody has like 4 different abilities. So the Kraken, which I find is the hardest to fight against, it's impossible. But one of it is Lightning Strike, and what it does, it has like a 3 lightning bolt area, and it triangulates on a spot, and like it'll charge, and it's like a huge AoE attack, and it'll hit that spot. But the hunters can see where it's being set up, so you have time to avoid it. But like if you get stunned by the monster or something like that, and you're in that, you're gonna get thoroughly killed. There's Banshee Mines, where it sends red pulsating orbs from the Kraken, and it like homes in on whatever hunter is in the area or it's aimed at. Aftershock unleashes an electric shock around the Kraken, and Vortex pushes the enemy hunters away, and it does some damage. That, in my opinion, is definitely the strongest, I think. Mm-hmm. The Goliath has the most health. It's a very strong offensive-based monster. It has Fire Breath, kind of like Diablo. In the old Diablo games, it would blow like a huge fire stream at the enemy. There's Leap Smash. If it's on top of a cliff, it'll jump off and like ground pound and do some damage that way. There's Charge, where it like charges.
Yeah,
that's the monster I used.
Bull Rush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the Goliath. I think it's the easiest to play, but it's all the monsters are pretty good, but that one's like it's the footprint on the cover is that monster.
Oh, gotcha.
That's like the mascot of this game. And Rock Throw, it tosses a rock for the other ability. Yep. Then there's the Wraith. This is an elusive monster that specializes in stealth.
That was the one that was with pre-orders, right?
Nope. I'll get to that one.
Oh, okay.
At least I don't think so, unless they did 2 for pre-orders, which
I thought there was only 1 for pre-orders.
I thought you got the Wraith by pre-ordering.
there's one. Well, I'll just say the one that pre-orders. The Behemoth is only available for pre-orders of the Xbox One Digital Deluxe version, which is $79.99, or you can buy it individually for $14.99.
Just the monster.
Yes. I didn't even know the Behemoth was in there. I'm like, did I miss this?
Yeah,
And
it doesn't come out for a while.
Really?
No, I think it's going to be like a month or
later.
at least. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not even there yet. So I don't know if the Wraith was a pre-order too.
I think Wraith was pre-order only.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
So there was only 2 monsters if you didn't pre-order it.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost positive I read that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this game for free and pre-ordered, so I don't have no idea.
Right.
But you didn't have to enter a code or anything?
I entered codes, but I really wasn't sure what it was for.
You just, that's what it pretty much becomes.
It's standard. Yeah,
It
you just
is.
enter it. And-
'Cause
You find all these leaflets in the inside
Yeah.
of your cover. You're like, I'll just put this fucking code in and
Well-
hope it's something cool.
Well, it downloads basically
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the 2 hours.
At
But
least.
I got some skins like for the Trapper, which was one thing, but other than that, like I wasn't paying attention to see if I got a whole nother monster
Right.
out of it. But the Wraith is, as I said, it's very stealthy and it doesn't have a lot of health. I had the easiest time killing this one, but it's also, I think, the most fun to play as.
Right.
I had a lot of fun. I'm more into the stealth type of, timing and everything like that, so this monster was fun for me. But it has an ability called Abduction, and it'll teleport to the target that it wants, and it'll teleport back with the target to the initial position. So that's a good way to separate a hunter from wherever it is. Then there's Warp Blast. It allows the Wraith to travel in a spot almost instantly, and wherever the Wraith lands, it'll deal damage. There's Decoy. It creates a fake Wraith, and it'll go invisible so it can get away. And there's Supernova, and the Wraith cages itself and any hunters inside a radius of this small arena. And while it's in this arena, the Wraith gets buffs in attack and faster attack speed. So that helps it deal more damage faster. To the hunters now. So for the hunter classes, there's 4 different classes. The first one is Assault, which you guys, I'm pretty sure, are all familiar with that. Yep. But the character is Markov, and his abilities are Lightning Gun, close range weapon that does massive damage to anything it hits. And then there's Assault Rifle, which is his basic weapon. Not much to talk about there. There's Arc Mine, where it lays mines to do a lot of damage to the monster if it goes over him. And Personal Shield, where it briefly prevents Markov from taking any damage. And there's 2 other assaults, which is Hyde and Parnell, and they all have their own different abilities and stuff like that. But I didn't get into those because I hadn't unlocked them. I guess if you pre-ordered on Amazon, you got every character unlocked.
Yes. I just read that.
Okay.
That's so bizarre.
Now,
I was listening to another podcast talk about Evolve today, and they were just talking about like how much time you have to put in to unlock all of the characters. Because there's like the different levels of each class.
yeah, to level them up, you have to complete different. Like for support, one of the things you can level up to unlock a new character is the weapon damage that you do. So every time you hit, it goes into a total to level it up for experience, and it gets 1 star, another star, and a 3rd star, and eventually, if you do all of that, you unlock a character. Now, I think that it is pretty difficult to level up your guys enough to get a new character. I don't mind that because if I had all of them unlocked, there would be a lot less game for me to do.
Right.
I'm into unlocking and stuff like that.
Yeah, it gives you a reason to play it.
Yeah, it gives me a reason.
Other than fun?
Yeah, I mean, if you had 4 people, this game would be a blast. Me and my other friend, it's just me and him, and we play, and it's pretty fun. I can't imagine with, 4 people against a human-controlled monster. That'd be a blast.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to unlock a character. I haven't even unlocked a character yet.
Yeah, apparently it takes quite some time. I was looking at the pre-order stuff. I think that the pre-order is for the future monster.
Oh, was it?
Gotcha.
What's it called?
The Behemoth.
Behemoth. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about Wraith.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's Behemoth.
See, for some reason, I always was under the impression that Wraith was the pre-order monster. I remember hearing that.
I swear I did too, but I don't know. Whatever. Either way.
Yeah. Anyway, next there's the Trapper, and the Trapper is Maggie. Basically, this is the character that pursues the monster the most by tracking it with her pet, Trapjaw. Daisy is her name. It's sort of like a dog, but like a more beastly, and looks kind of. I'm trying to think of it reminded me of something in a video game, but I couldn't put my finger on it. It just looks like a big, mean dragon, little thing, like dog form dragon with like its head, and it's got big teeth and stuff like that, and it sniffs out the monster, which helps a lot. So it's a little slow. The thing that helped find the monster the most is its tracks.
I was wondering how useful that was, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it helps out a lot. Like if you follow the tracks early and you find it and it gets away and you have no idea where it goes, Daisy will start to lead you in the right direction. Daisy. So that's pretty cool. And the abilities for Maggie are Machine Pistol, which is her weapon. She's got a Harpoon Mine Lancer, so you can set up harpoons in an area, and the monster goes into it. They'll shoot at it, and it'll stop it, and it'll do damage, and it'll slow it down enough so you can get into position and let you know where the monster is. There's Daisy, but that's more of like a passive because it's always out. You can't really select it and then use it.
Yeah.
And then the cool thing about it is mobile arena. And when you get into the view of a monster and you surround it, you can lay this down, and it creates a dome to fight in, and the monster can't escape it. So if you get it at level 1 and you've got the 4 hunters in there and you attack it all at once with the dome up and it can't escape, you're going to do a lot of damage.
Battle
to
dome.
It, basically. And it'll go away after a while, but it'll do a lot of damage to the monster. You might even kill it if you coordinate it well enough. But that's a pretty sweet ability. And the other trappers are Griffin and Abe. Did not get close to unlocking it, but I did play the trapper the most. I had a lot of fun with it. It's probably the most important next to the medic, which the medic is Val, and it's based on keeping people alive. And Val also snipes people, which is pretty cool. She was the only character that I knew how to snipe. I didn't know about the others. But she's got armor-piercing rifle, which creates a hole in the monster's armor, which makes it a weak point. And then from there, if you attack it, it does like 2 times damage to the monster, which brings its shields down, and then it goes to the health, because there's the shield thing and then the health.
I would probably like the medic the best.
Yeah.
The medic, I wanted to play as a sniper character, but I had a hard time healing and sniping and keeping a distance, because it's kind of hard to keep a distance with a sniper rifle. So I went to trapper.
Okay.
There's Medgun, where it gets a lot of healing. You just shoot it at a person, your teammates, and it'll heal.
I mean, if you're far away, if you're trying to be a sniper and a healer at the same time, that's probably a useful thing.
Yeah, in my opinion, like medic might be the most important with trapper. They're both they have to work together pretty much the most. The medic, keeps everybody alive, and the trapper has to, pursue the most to get it into the dome.
From what I understand, one of the other medics that you unlock does like an area of effect heal, as opposed to is it a healing gun that Val uses?
Yeah, it's a healing gun.
Okay.
The other healers are Lazarus and Sierra.
Okay.
I don't know which one it is, but then there's tranquilizer rifle, which slows the monster down and tags it on the map so everybody can see it. So if you're on a cliff and you see it and you shoot it, everybody will just know where it is and you can surround it.
But you actually have to shoot it with a dart?
I don't know. I didn't play.
Or is it like Battlefield where you just look at it and you can tag it?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to shoot it. Definitely have to shoot it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah.
Tracking dart.
I actually honestly never used that weapon. I kind of forgot when I was playing what abilities I had. I'm used to just kind of shooting and doing damage that way. I didn't think about all the time having to use my different abilities and work with a team. It's definitely a learning curve with that. Then there's Healing Burst, and it gives Val and surrounding allies a healing pulse that generates health instantly. So that's a little bit of an AoE.
Okay.
And then there's Support, which is Hank. Hank's got a big beard.
Hank.
He's got an energy shield, which allows Hank to target an ally and give him a shield. So, Eric, if you're the assault character and you're close with the monster and it's about to hit you, I can shoot you with the shield with my weapon. Kind of like the med gun, but it's like a line that goes to you, and you'll be protected for a little bit, so you won't take damage. There's the laser cutter, which is his weapon. It's sort of like an SMG, but it's like a laser weapon.
Okay.
There's Orbital Barrage, which I had a lot of fun with this one. It's an AoE attack. It's kind of hard to set up, but it shoots missiles down onto the monster. So if you can, if you're Val and you tranquilize the monster a little bit, and it slows it down enough, and you can get this Orbital Barrage on it, it'll do massive amount of damage to it.
Cool.
And there's a cloaking device where Hank cloaks all hunters around him. And himself. That's pretty useful if you're getting your butt kicked and you need to escape pretty, fast.
Cool. You need to bail.
And the other supports are Bucket, which is a robot, and Kabat.
Okay.
So yeah.
What are your thoughts so far? Let's hear your thoughts on the game.
I like it so far. I'm having fun playing it. It's hard. it's not easy to be really good at it, especially if I only play with computers, so like it's hard to work together with the computers and with some like another human player. But that's fun, like trying to learn and be good at it.
Yeah.
Me and my friend have been having a blast. I mean, there's definitely a lot of downsides, like long loading.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it would take a while to get into a game. Like the first thing when you start up the game, you go into a tutorial, and I didn't feel like doing that, so I got invited to the game. And when I clicked to accept the invite, it took probably like 5 minutes until I got into like a legitimate 5 minutes before I got into the game.
Wow.
I'm sure it's better now, but during the beta, that was my experience. It took fucking forever to get into a game.
Yeah,
It was obnoxious.
yeah. I remember the little bit that I played. It did take a long time, and that's kind of why I didn't want to play a lot of the beta. But it's fun to like kind of just hunt the monster by looking at tracks and then being like, go, 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 and then you seeing it and everybody gets really excited, and then when it's almost dead, everybody gets excited again. It's really fun to play, and I wish there was more people that I knew that had it, because I feel like the more people in this game on your team, the more fun it is.
Yeah.
Also frustrating.
Yeah.
But fun. And I have been enjoying it. The downfall is the DLC stuff, which is pretty ridiculous. I don't remember where I saw it, but there was $70 worth of DLC not in the season pass or something like that, I want to say.
Yeah, I think I read total you could get like $130 worth of DLC already. I don't know. I feel like this almost should have been like a free-to-play game, or $15, $20 game, and you can add on what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got that impression too, that this would be served very well as a free-to-play game.
But they would have needed to have more monsters ready, pretty much more of everything ready, except for maps. It sounds like it's a pretty good, decent amount of maps.
Yeah, I didn't even play on all of them. I was actually surprised by the amount of maps there were.
Okay.
In the game modes, I liked all the game modes, but I liked Hunt the most. It was the most. Is like the first one you get introduced to. And it was just kind of fun. It's like a cat and mouse sort of game, but like the monster has to hide until it's strong enough at level 3.
Yeah.
And then it just can go kill you.
Well, it's like is that like the go-to game type?
Yeah, from what I've seen a lot of videos of people playing that. I like it more.
It's like their Conquest. Like Conquest is Battlefield.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I would equate it to. I've only played like 2 to 3 hours, and I haven't watched a lot of people play it. I like to check out games on Twitch and see how other people are playing it. Yeah. And I haven't really done that a whole lot yet because of 4 in February, so it kind of ate into my time playing a lot more of this. But from what I've played, I have really enjoyed it, and I will keep playing it.
Let me ask you. Dave in Boston says that Evolve is fun, but it's confusing, and he finds it to be difficult, especially chasing the monster. Maybe it will grow on him if he spends a little more time with it, he says.
Yeah, chasing the monster is kind of hard. If you just go into your first game, like, I didn't know what I was doing, there's things that help you. Oh, I didn't even talk about things that help you in your custom game. You can add map effects. So, like, for an example, you can send a cargo ship out that'll patrol the map during the whole thing, and it'll help you find the monster.
Oh.
The monster can summon a minion to follow the monster around, and like you can add additional carnivorous plants that'll make the environment more dangerous for the hunters. Because while you're playing it, the wildlife on there also attack you. Some of it is friendly and just kind of runs away because it's scared of you, and some of it is
herbivores.
Mean. Yeah, some of it is mean, where it's just like, I want to kill you. So like you're getting attacked, and then the main monster comes attack you, and there's just a whole lot going on at that time.
Cool.
But yeah, he's right. There's birds that fly around that get scared that alert you where the monster just like where it was. Like, oh, the monster is 200 meters away or whatever, and you're like, oh, go there, and then from there, like, you'll find footprints. That's like one tip. Daisy helps. Maybe not as much as following footprints, but Daisy does, I think, help, especially if you're lost and don't really know what you're doing.
Can Daisy die?
Daisy can die. Daisy can also heal and revive. So, like, when you're downed, Daisy can just walk up to you and bring you up. And
give her your wet, slobbery kiss and bring you right back?
That's pretty much what it is. Like, it'll
Nice.
just look at you and you'll just get up. It's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, but, he's definitely right with that. It's confusing at
Uh,
first.
Evolve sounds awesome on paper.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Dan.
That's kind of my thought too. Like, I really like the different abilities that the classes have. I just don't think I would like it very much.
I think I would really like it if I lived in like a frat house.
Yeah.
Or something like that, or in a dorm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, it sounds like it'd be an awesome drinking game with your friends, or just any you don't have to be drinking, but
Right.
in like a college setting,
Yeah.
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're all in the same like living with a bunch of people, you can always
Yeah.
like play it.
Exactly.
And like this game is insanity once everything once
Oh, I'm sure.
because like a lot of it is kind of trying to find the monster and stuff like that for the hunt game mode, and then like when you do, it's just like so much fun when everything kind of hits the fan.
Right. Yeah, and it's one of those games where you can have the bragging rights over your friends, like if you're the monster and you beat your 4 idiot
Yeah.
friends. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that would be awesome, but I don't live in that setting or remotely close to that setting at this point in my life, so it's like, how much am I going to get out of Evolve?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it would be worth me buying.
Yeah.
But if we all got together one night and played it, that'd be fun.
It would have to be on PC for all of us.
Oh, yeah, because we don't
Me-
have the controllers.
No.
Can you do
I
5-player
was gonna-
local? Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense, would it?
I
Because we
don't-
could see where the monster was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you do any local co-op, or does it all have to be online? Like, could you, like the old LAN parties that we used to have, like hook up 4 different Xboxes to a?
That's a good question.
See,
I
this
doubt
is-
it, but
This is the problem. Remember last week, our question of the week was
oh yeah,
kids these days
yep,
will miss out on blank.
yeah,
Co-op,
And,
definitely.
and I said like LAN parties
Uh-huh.
and stuff like that. You could never play Evolve like next to each other.
yeah.
No, honestly, it's not even something I even thought about. Which
Yeah.
is it would be a great co-op game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never even thought about it being in.
It's one I might buy when it's on sale for like $15.
Yeah.
After everyone's done with it, I'll
Right.
give it a shot.
If
maybe.
you guys were gonna play, if we all got it for cheap on PC, I
Yeah.
would probably give it a
Yeah.
whirl.
Yeah.
But right now, I just don't think it'd be worth it for me.
It's definitely worth it because it does have stuff there, like the different abilities. Like even like in the same class, like everybody has their own different abilities that make them, different and fun.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know how different everybody is. I
It
didn't.
sounds like they're fairly different.
Yeah, I didn't get to experience any of the later characters in the classes.
Right. Just from what I've heard from other people talking about it, sounds like they're fairly different, like different enough.
Yeah. Okay.
So it sounds like each character kind of has personality too.
Yeah. I know there's one support that sets up turrets, and I think that's Bucket,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
a cool robot.
That's what I liked about Roland in Borderlands.
Setting up turrets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Which is definitely will be useful for when you're fighting a monster. Just set that bad boy up on a cliff and
Yeah, it sounds like such an awesome game to just get your teamwork going and just have that co-op, but God, I just can't imagine I would have much fun if I wasn't playing with people I knew.
yeah, playing by yourself isn't that much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first game I ever had, there was I got in there. I was playing as the Trapper. I'd never played as the Trapper before. The map we're on, it's pitch black out. It's like pouring rain, and I was just like, "Ooh, this is eerie." And the maps are pretty big. That makes it harder for to find the monster and stuff like that. And it was the Wraith, and the Wraith teleports around, and there's like it flashes when it's teleporting, and we saw the monster, and it's in the rain, we don't see it, and it's flashing in front of us and attacking us, and then flashing away, and it was just so cool, fighting that at that time. It was on top of not like a cliff, but like a helicopter landing pad.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so cool, you're on top, above in the skyline of the map, fighting this thing flashing around. It was pretty cool. I wish I saved that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But it was cool. As I said, this is I have a lot of fun playing this game. I think the DLC to it is ridiculous. Normally I wouldn't.
It seems to me, well, because a lot of it's cosmetic stuff, right? Like skins and stuff,
There's a lot of skins, and
which
stuff.
I'm fine with. But it sounds like there's too one of the things The Witcher 3 is doing is it has there's one version of the game,
Yeah.
It seems like there's too many versions with too many different things going around with this game that you never really know what you're getting when you buy Evolve.
It's you have to, if you pre-ordered it, you have to look where you pre-ordered it because you get different bonuses at different stores.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because I want to get the game. I don't want to have to figure out where I have to get it.
Yeah, and most of it's usually useless.
Yeah.
But still, this game seems like it may not be useless if you get it from a certain place.
Yeah.
You might get something that's a little more useful than just outfits or skins. You know?
I think I read today when I was doing some research that the next DLC, big one, they're going to add 2 new monsters and they're going to add 6 new hunters.
I
Classes?
fucking hate DLC. I just God damn it. I don't think I've ever bought a piece of DLC.
Yeah.
Maybe for one game, I still don't think I played it. But by the time DLC comes out, I'm usually done with a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's so useless to me. That's why I just never buy season passes.
Yeah, I don't do that either. There's a handful of things that I thought did DLC well. I really like the Borderlands 2 DLC.
I did too.
Those were all really well done and worth the money that you spend
See, it's
on them.
a game I never got into.
Right, exactly. Mario Kart obviously had awesome
Mario
DLC.
Kart is the exception.
Yeah, that's one of the few exceptions.
Yeah.
And Smash is going to be pretty awesome when they start doing DLC, I think.
Yeah. But even Borderlands 2 with the season pass, like you didn't get the new characters. And I feel like there's one other thing that you didn't get in the Borderlands 2 season pass. I feel like a season pass should just be everything.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, I bought Call of Duty map packs when I was young and dumb. I regret it. Besides the zombie maps, those were cool. But like the games, like Call of Duty games I didn't care about that I bought the map packs.
Right.
I regret that.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame that this game has the negative
connotations.
Yeah, it's because like this is a fun game. It may not be as much fun by yourself, but with friends it's a blast, and I had fun doing it. But with the DLC, like it will immediately. It's one of those games that'll immediately turn people off.
Yeah.
I mean, DMC Dante's got different hair, and Metacritic it's like out of 3 with the fans because his hair is different.
Yeah, it's definitely got that thing with the DLC where people can just shit all over it on a forum like Metacritic and just give it such a bad name without even playing it.
Yeah.
Just because it has the DLC thing.
I mean, Mass Effect released Javik in Day 1 DLC with From Ashes, and people lost it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an example. That game got slayed on the Metacritic for...
Well, you're kind of seeing it with The Order already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So... We're going to talk about that later, though.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that. But, I mean, if you guys have any other questions...
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like it so far?
When I'm playing with friends, 8.
I could see that for sure. This sounds like it'd be a blast with friends.
Yeah, it's just by yourself, it has no allure.
Yeah.
That's the
Exactly.
only issue.
Sure.
But yeah.
If you got the buddies and you live in a frat or something like that, sounds like you... Thumbs up from Will.
Yeah, you're going to love it. It's got the stuff that every modern shooter has now, like with the jetpacks, and you can hover around, and you can like do a dash on your jetpack and stuff like that. It's following that sort of trend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. Every character's got a backstory and stuff like that. Like Markov was born on Mars, which I found that out on the wiki page today.
Nice.
That's cool.
So it's got that stuff to it and the history, and it's got like a story which I didn't pay attention to because apparently I beat the campaign. Like,
that's how I felt about Titanfall.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid when you're playing with people.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, well, we'll take a quick break and be back with Nibble Bits and our weeks right after this. And there we go.
Good job, Willem.
I do all right.
Yeah, that's good.
Got a lot in there.
I'm surprised. What time are we starting at Nibble Bits? 30.
It'll be 32:35.
35. Need water.
I do want to try it,
Yeah.
but only with people. I don't want to like borrow it from Will and play it by myself.
Right, that's not the same.
You know?
I've been tempted a couple times to buy it, but I especially now, I wouldn't play it.
Dude,
Definitely wait for sales for it. I'm probably gonna hold on to it as long as I have my one, which I should never not have my one.
Right.
But because it's fun.
Yeah, sure.
That's about it though. I played one game by myself today, and I was like, yeah, it's whatever. It's more fun to be the monster when you're alone. I should have said
sure.
that. That's
That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's just you.
Yeah.
You against 4 other doofuses on the internet.
Jabrones.
Yeah.
Shall we get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have like
I think Corey is Corey the culprit for all the shenanigans?
maybe?
Is it all directed at him?
Yeah.
And then he just feeds back into it?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that the problem?
Probably.
Is that why it takes us so fucking long?
Corey is the person that, like, on the podcast that you make fun of and you don't know why. You just do it.
It's true. You're absolutely right. And I don't know why.
It just happens.
He's the villain. He's the differing opinion.
Although his Hearthstone, man.
He's in deep right now.
Every time he brings it up, I always have to ask him how Knights of the Old Republic, Deus Ex, and Mario Galaxy.
He was playing Deus Ex today.
Was he?
Because I requested to watch his game on Steam, and he didn't let me. That's why I sent him a message.
Oh, and he didn't
gotcha.
respond to you.
Yeah.
Big leaguing us.
Yeah.
Living in Utica.
You know what he
2
did?
years
You know what he
now.
did? He turned it on to make it look like he was playing it, and he
I
was
could
playing
be.
Hearthstone on his tablet.
I think that could be it, trying to fool us.
Yeah, that's what I
Fucker.
think happened.
Fucking
When
Corey.
when he said he was at the gym and we were talking about Hearthstone, I was convinced he was playing at the gym.
You could,
He probably could have pretty easily.
Yeah, if they have Wi-Fi, bring his tablet.
right?
It's like, God, Corey.
Oh, that's
He's
not.
just in super
that's
deep right
dinner.
now.
I understand it though, because I play so much Smash online. I can't stop.
I mean, I still jump into FIFA. Jeff had a snow. He lives in Virginia. He had a snow day the other day. He got paid to be at home.
I saw him on
That's
playing Dragon Age.
We played FIFA in the morning. I beat Bayonetta. Well, we'll talk about that. But I beat Bayonetta in the morning, and then texted Jeff at like 10 when I got done. I was like, all right, let's play FIFA. So we played FIFA for a few hours.
Nice.
Nice.
Won another championship, and then he played Dragon Age, and then we played more FIFA.
Because I saw him playing Dragon Age. I'm like, oh, I didn't know he had that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I tried to play. Oh, let's just talk about it.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 187 of Thumbstick Athletes podcast. We are now in our Nibblebit segment, which I'll get started with.
Yeah.
A new Humble Bundle is out with games from Square Enix this time. You can pay anything for Hitman Absolution, Hitman Go, and Supreme Commander 2. More than the average, which a few minutes ago was $7.10. If you pay more than the average, you get those games, and then Thief, Murdered Soul Suspect, and Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. Then if you pay $15 more, you get all those games I mentioned earlier, and also Tomb Raider and Sleeping Dogs. So if you're looking to build your Steam library, this is a perfect bundle to do it. Those are all pretty good games. I haven't played Hitman Go or Supreme Commander or Murdered Soul Suspect, but Tomb Raider is worth it. Sleeping Dogs is worth it. Deus Ex is worth it. Thief I haven't played yet, but I bought that not that long ago. So
It's crazy to me that Murdered Soul Suspect is the newest game on there. Even Thief is like pretty new.
yeah, that
And,
came out mid last year.
February.
February
I feel
last year.
And both of those games you can pay $7 and get them, but if you pay $15, you get Tomb Raider, which is a lot older.
Yeah,
If you're gonna get this, you should definitely do the 15 because
Yeah,
those games are really good.
I'm
Tomb Raider and Sleeping Dogs by themselves are worth $15.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do this bundle. I think because I want to play Thief again. So
Yeah. Well, I have it too, so you could always play mine. But
yeah. Well, I also don't have Tomb Raider and Hitman.
yeah, I mean, I like to have the games regardless,
Yeah.
just because I like to have them. So yeah, that's a Humble Bundle. HumbleBundle.com. You can go there and get those games. Well worth it, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
And then, I mean, you guys remember how Nintendo names things in confusing ways?
Oh yeah.
Well, they decided to spare us some confusion by not bringing the normal-sized 3DS to North America. In an interview with Nintendo Life Senior Manager in Marketing and Licensing, Damon Baker said, quote, "Now we have clear differentiation between those three systems. Before, there was a very limited difference between 3DS and 3DS XL other than size. It was the same resolution, same functionality. Now there's the 2DS, 3DS, and new 3DS XL, all of which have their own functionality and features. The different price points give it a clear message for consumers. The core audience, we weren't going to win with them on that decision, but we had to think about expanding the user base. We had to be able to market it and make it easy to pick up for consumers." Now, Nintendo isn't. That was the end of the quote. Nintendo isn't ruling out the possibility of releasing the new 3DS in North America in the future, but it would result in the discontinuation of the regular 3DS. So,
I mean, I have no problem with that. I can't imagine if the new 3DS and the new 3DS both came over.
yeah.
More confusion.
Yeah, it makes sense to a point, but at the same time, if they didn't want to confuse people, they should have named it something different than new 3DS
I wish they would
XL.
go back to Game Boy.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
It's just a cool name.
Because you're not going to confuse it now with the Game Boy that
Right.
came out how long ago?
New Game Boy XL.
Yeah. So,
But how stupid do they think people are? I mean, people are stupid,
Yeah.
but not that stupid.
yeah.
You should see there's a video
Well-
on YouTube doing the differences between the two Smash for the 3DS and the Wii U. He's like, obviously Nintendo thinks we're idiots.
and not only that, but if you're gonna have the new 3DS XL and 3DS XL, why not just the 3DS and the new 3DS? Like I don't find it that any more confusing than it already is.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Nintendo.
Nintendo, they just they continually trip over themselves, but damn it if they don't have a good product.
They do make a good product, absolutely. All right, Will, what do you got for Nibble Bits?
My first one is Darksiders 2 is getting a definitive edition coming to PS4. There was a retail price, $40, but it was later pulled. I think it was on Amazon that leaked it, and then it went away. So, and there's no release date yet. I feel like for re-releases, I think $40 is a good price point. For it.
I wouldn't go any more than $40.
No, I don't really like having to buy the $60 games on the old console than with the new one because for whatever reason, I want to buy them again.
Yeah.
Spending $60.
Yeah.
So I like that. Although Darksiders 2, I'm surprised is getting a definitive.
I was surprised to see that.
That's kind of old.
Yeah, and like...
Plus, it's Darksiders 2.
It wasn't that popular, if I remember correctly.
I put those both on my my 4 in February list because I want to get to the Darksiders franchise.
Yeah.
I have 1 and 2. That I think I got from a Humble bundle.
Yeah.
I think I got those as part of the Humble THQ bundle, which I also got Saints Row the Third.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of really good games as part of that.
Yeah.
A while ago.
I mean, I feel like this is a franchise I'd really like if I played.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just want to see Mass Effect get released, and until that does, like, I'm not gonna care.
The Mass Effect trilogy.
It needs to happen.
I'm waiting for the Uncharted trilogy, personally, because I need to play that. But
it makes sense if they did it.
While we're on the topic, did they release a price for the Dark Souls 2? Is that going to be $60?
I think it's going to be the full price.
It's got all the DLC, doesn't it?
Yeah, the extra stuff on it.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, there's new Hyrule Warriors DLC. There's going to be an update before the DLC that brings the level cap higher. I don't know what it is now.
Last time I knew I think it was 99.
99? Okay. So
maybe 200. I think it was 99 initially, then they upped it to 200.
Wow. So
people put hundreds and thousands of hours into that game.
Believe me, I understand why they do it. Those games are awesome.
Yeah.
So they're adding that. They're adding new potions, and medals are going to be added. There's going to be a challenge mode with... a challenge mode is going to be enhanced, and there's going to be a score recording function along with a fix for the long load times. And then after that, there's going to be a DLC called Ganon Pack, and it's coming to Japan February 26th. And in this, you'll be able to battle against gigantic bosses in boss challenge mode. And there's going to be new costumes, and you also get to play as, like, Big Ganon.
Beast
Ganon.
Ganon.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I put like 80 hours into Hyrule Warriors, I think.
Yeah.
For a while, that's all I was playing during the day.
I have to get to that at some point. I just can't. It felt weird playing Wind Waker and not Smash in my Wii U.
Yeah, I bet.
Because that's what I've been playing so much. I felt empty during then. But anyway, my last one is, how do you guys feel about Rayman being in the new Smash? I know Eric didn't play Rayman as much. Corey's the bigger Rayman with you.
Yeah.
Sucks he's not here to chime in, but thoughts?
It was a hoax.
Was it a hoax?
Oh, you didn't know that?
Ended up being a hoax?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? I didn't see that.
It came out later the next day as a definite hoax.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy that did it put a video out showing how he did it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that because after I saw it, when I looked at it, it was like an impressive fake.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh. And then I saw somebody, I think it was Sakurai, tweeted, whoever released that, I'm sending Ridley to maul your face off, and it got taken down right away. So I was like, that's the same thing that happened with the ESRB.
Wait, what?
When the ESRB leaked the Smash roster, somebody got a hold of it. And that's the same things that happened. So I thought, definitely. I didn't know that.
Yep. Not true.
Huh.
Would be a cool one, though.
Yeah, that would be a great character.
I still think Bayonetta would be perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was surprised she wasn't in it in the first place.
Maybe as DLC. They're going to do DLC for Smash. I know they are.
Yeah, Mewtwo is like, I mean, I guess now the only definite. But I want to see Lucas too. I feel like he got in Ice Climbers, but I mean,
like Eric said, Bayonetta would be perfect because it's a fighting character anyway.
Yeah.
And Nintendo has exclusive rights to Bayonetta too.
There's so much you could do with like her weaponry and things like that too.
be
perfect. I mean, those I can't remember what they're called, but the last weapon you unlock it has kind of like a pink whip effect to it.
Yeah.
You could use that as like your smash attack.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
It would be awesome. It'd be perfect. I don't know why they didn't think of that in the first place, but
maybe they did.
DLC.
We'll see.
Yeah, Sakurai said he doesn't think he's going to work on another Smash, which I'm fine with. I mean, he's doing DLC characters. I'm completely fine with this game having a long life with some DLC to it.
Yeah.
I'd prefer it. This is my favorite Smash that I've ever played, so that's all I had.
Okay. What do you got, Eric?
I got 3 here, Dan. Project Cars, one that I'm kind of interested in at some point, has been delayed again. So it was supposed to be March 17th. It has now been pushed back to April 2nd for PC, April 7th for your PS4 and Xbox One consoles, respectively.
Still a maybe for me. I'm interested, but I will have to see.
Honestly, the pushback helps its chances with me.
Yeah.
March was pretty crowded.
Yep.
So
nothing in April, I don't think. Xenoblade Chronicles.
There's another game in April, I think, that I wanted to get. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. There's like at least one game up until July that I wanted to get each month.
Nice.
Battlefield Hardline is going to be giving away some bonuses for people that they're calling legacy players. So if you have played any of the following, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, or Battlefield 4 on any platform, and you have an Origin account, you're going to be getting some DLC when the game comes out. It's called the Veterans Pack, and you're going to get a patch to use. I don't know. It will probably show up in like your profile or something. It's a special pack for people that have played previous games in the series. It's pretty cool looking. I'll use it for sure. You're also going to get one 200% objective boost. I don't know what that does. And a 200% team play boost. Don't know what that does either.
Experience?
Maybe. They only last for 30 minutes, so it's nothing huge, but just a little something, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe even another kind of sorry for Battlefield 4's shitty launch.
Yeah. People are still having trouble with Battlefield 4.
So, again, I'm really looking forward to that game.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty cool. And the last one, I did want to point out the sale that's going on Xbox Live this week up until, I think, the 23rd it goes till. Some really good stuff on there, especially if you're an Xbox Live Gold member. Alien Isolation is only $24. I think I'm going to bite on that one on payday tomorrow.
I'd be interested to hear how that is.
Yeah, Advanced Warfare's on there for $40. Destiny's on there for $40. Forza 5 is only $30. That's a really good racing game.
Uh-huh.
Pro Evo Soccer, which is another one I've been tempted to buy, is $30. God damn it. I almost want to get that too, but I just don't know if I should. Shadow of Mordor, which is big with everyone but me, is $30. Watch Dogs for $24. Watch Dogs is worth $24, I think.
I'm going to go back to it and try it again maybe in the summer.
Yeah.
Because I want to beat it.
The whole Telltale series games collection. So you're getting Game of Thrones, Walking Dead seasons 1 and 2, Wolf Among Us, and Tales from the Borderlands is $55.
Okay.
So if you're into those games, that's a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Trials Fusion, which I'm huge on, $16. So there's definitely some really good stuff in there. Sniper Elite 3 was one I was surprised how much I liked. That's only $10.
Okay.
So good stuff.
Sounds good.
Good sale.
That it for Nibble Bits?
That is it.
All right. How's your week, Eric?
Good, Dan. I don't think I really have much to report. I was trying to think before we started. Nothing sports related to talk about.
It's only been a few days, though. We figured it's like 5 days.
Arsenal did win their FA Cup match against Middlesbrough, and they drew Manchester United for the next round.
Oh,
right.
What's that?
All right.
At Manchester United. Arsenal does not usually fare well against Manchester United no matter where the game is being played, but I do feel they have the better team this year, and I feel they're playing better, so I'm actually fairly confident going into it.
Nice.
So that's March 9th. I think I might take the day off because I need to watch that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I got back into It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I always forget how funny that TV show is.
Good.
Yeah.
I think I watched like the first season, maybe bits of the second, but I loved it. It was really good.
I think it was season 8 maybe that I'm watching right now on Amazon Prime. There's one where they try to win an award. It's really funny for Best Bar.
Uh-huh.
That was a really good one. Yeah, just a great show.
Yeah.
But other than that, I watched some more Suits. Still loving that show. But that's about it, Dan.
Nice.
It's been a short week.
Yeah, it has 4 or 5 days or whatever. What do you got, Will?
Honestly, not a whole lot. I've pretty much just been working on 4 in February, trying to finish that up.
Nice.
But
Okay.
that's it.
All right, I got a couple things going on here. Let me call up my notes.
Jake in the chat says he picked up Trials Deluxe Edition for $16 with all the DLC.
Nice.
And he got Sniper Elite 3 for 10, so
Nice.
those some good buys.
Yeah, definitely. So I got some more stuff for my Shield tablet. I got a wired adapter, so I can run. You need to have it wired so you can run full 1080p on the tablet and then run it to the device. Wired only does 720p. So I got a micro USB adapter to a normal USB size, and then I got an Ethernet adapter so I can run games in full 1080p. And I got a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse for it, and I played Dying Light on it.
Really?
On a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, yeah.
Wow.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Wow.
Surprisingly good. The mouse is not very good for first-person shooters. I will say that because it's a Bluetooth mouse. I'm used to my high-quality gaming mouse.
Uh-huh.
It's not as precise and it skips a little bit, but the keyboard works just fine. There's no lag. Graphically, it looks just like it does on my computer.
Cool.
It was awesome.
Nice.
I wish they would have like a good. That Razer makes a Bluetooth gaming mouse, but it's like $70, and I can't see spending that on because I'm mostly going to play like controller based games on this thing. Because I should say too, like my last week my computer had gone down, my power supply died. I got my new power supply, so I'm able to like play games on my computer again. I had to delay my 4 in February a little bit because my computer problems. So I got that all fixed. I did play Papers, Please on my wife's computer upstairs, so I'll be talking about that a little bit later. The Predators made a good trade this week. They traded Olli Jokinen, who has been a healthy scratch for a few games now, and a first-round pick, and Brandon Leipsic, who was their leading scorer in the AHL, for Cody Franson and Mike Santorelli, both former Predators players. Cody Franson was the top D-man for Toronto. Good scorer, big guy, physical, and then Santorelli's a all-around forward, good defensively, good offensively. So
Tell you what, Dan, the Predators,
I know
they just won't slow down.
no.
I hope they win.
I'd be happy with that.
I'd probably cry. But yeah, that was a good trade. I mean, our team is much better for that trade. Leipsic, yeah, he was our leading AHL scorer, but he wasn't like a huge prospect of theirs, so
He wasn't proven yet.
right,
so.
exactly. Obviously, they didn't lose anything in Olli Jokinen. He's been a healthy scratch, and then
Washed up.
first round pick, whatever.
They're gonna have a late
You never
pick.
know how that's gonna. Yeah, they're gonna have a late pick, hopefully anyway. So
Last pick, if I have anything to say about it.
I hope it's the last pick. I hope so.
I'm sending the karma.
I can't imagine, as you said, a Rangers Predators final.
Oh, that would kill me. That would kill me, I think.
Wow, what a Rangers, the best 2 teams, and a Sabres, the worst team. All ends of the spectrum covered on the Thumbstick Athletes podcast.
That would be crazy.
Well, you're gonna be laughing in a few years though at us.
Oh, whatever. It's a cycle.
Yeah.
We had our time, we just didn't capitalize.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll come again.
Yeah. It comes back around. There's a handful of teams that are always good.
Hopefully quicker than the Bills
Yeah.
Have been.
has come back around.
Dan, do you think there's gonna be more trades for Nashville to help them? Maybe center or wing?
I don't know. I hope they don't because their defensive core is amazing right now. I hope they don't trade Alistair Ekholm. That had been rumored for a while, but our top 6 probably is the best in the league with Anton Volchenkov as our 7th defenseman.
Yeah, like,
pretty good.
You've got Yossi and Weber. You got
Jones will be paired with Franson, they think, and then Allison Ekholm will be our 5th and 6th defenseman.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we already lead the league in points from D-men. Yossi has 40 points. Weber, I think, has like 43 or 44 points. So Seth Jones is starting to score now.
That's silly.
So and Cody Franson is good offensively. I think he had 33 points or something with the Maple Leafs, who stink.
Yeah, they're bad.
So
Hot garbage.
yeah.
And Santorelli has been, I thought, played really well all year.
Yeah,
So that'll
for
be-
on Toronto, who was crummy.
Exactly.
So,
He was even fantasy worthy at one point,
yeah,
which is
I
good.
had him on my fantasy team
Yeah.
briefly.
You picked him up as soon as I was thinking about picking him up.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been excited about hockey in a while. So
It's funny, the team
it's
that
nice.
everybody thought was going to be, not make the playoffs.
Or on the
and
bubble.
are on the bubble. Jeff Merrick said the first month and two into the season, he said, oh, how cute, Nashville's being competitive right now. And then he said around December, he's like, oh, this team's really good.
Yeah. Well, we're first in the league by like 6 points, I think, now.
Wow,
So-
Dan, power rankings all say Chicago is the top
Chicago's
team
the
in
top
NHL.
team. I think we're 10 or 12 points out of Chicago.
Yeah.
Same amount of games played.
Chicago's not even in the top 7 with points, I don't think.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Man.
Watch them every night. I think they've only got 3 losses at home all season.
Holy shit.
Two regulation, 1 overtime.
Wow.
When's the game you're going to?
Sunday.
Oh, nice, dude.
Sunday. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Me and my wife haven't had time, just us, in a really long time. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be
And
fun.
you'll get to see him wax the ice with the Sabres. So.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see.
Depends. Is Rene going to play?
I doubt it. I bet you because they're playing Philly the day before.
Okay.
So Rene will probably play against Philly, and Hutton will play against Buffalo. If I had to guess.
Put their good goalie against Philly.
Wow.
What they play tomorrow? I think against the Islanders, and then they play Philly.
Ooh, that's a nice game.
Yeah, Philly Saturday, and then Buffalo Sunday.
What did you say Hutton's nickname is?
Big Huts.
Big Huts.
Yeah.
That's a great nickname.
That is a good
I really
name.
like Hutton. They do during the third period. They always do an interview with him, talk about the game. He's really good. He's going to be like an analyst or
Yeah.
something when he's done playing hockey. I love
Big
when they do
Huts.
the Big Huts interview.
I love hockey nicknames,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah, they're good.
They're great.
Well, Patrick Hornquist, they called him Horny.
Well, I was just going to say, all they usually do is take their last
Yeah.
name and throw a Y at the end of it.
Yeah. That's really what they do.
It is. I love it.
Yeah. So there's that. Eric, we should talk about our experience with Nintendo customer service
Yes, we
yeah.
should.
because I feel they deserve credit.
Well, I reported last week. I had tried to figure out how I was going to get my Nintendo ID linked to my new 3DS, being that you're only allowed to have your Nintendo ID linked to one 3DS at a time, which is ridiculous. But anyhow, I had a miserable time trying to do it through chat support online, probably about 2 hours out of my day, just checking my computer every couple of minutes to see if the operator had finally made some time for me, and he didn't. So that wasted a good 2 hours. So I tried again on my day off on Tuesday and called him up, and that went pretty well. I spent about 5 minutes on hold waiting, which was a lot shorter of a time than I thought it was going to be. So I got on there. He asked me a couple things. He asked me for my serial number for my old system, which I still had because I keep all my boxes.
Yep, I do.
My fiance gives me shit all the time about why do you keep your boxes? You don't need them. So I made a point to tell her, guess what I needed? My old 3DS box.
Perfect.
Yep. So I had my serial number for my old system, serial number for my new system, my email address, my Nintendo ID name, and then I needed one of 3 things. It was the last 4 digits of my credit card that I had used to make purchases on Nintendo eShop. You had to give them 80% of the titles you downloaded. You had to be able to name 80% of them. Or something else I can't remember. Something else ridiculous.
Yeah.
It all sounds like a lot, but it really only took at most 10 minutes, between 5 and 10 minutes to accomplish all this. So, and the guy was really helpful. He knew what he was doing. He was a video gamer himself. Like, he was talking to me about video games while things were going on.
That makes it go by quicker.
Yeah. Asking me how the new system was and what games I got and things that he wanted to play. So, it was a really good experience, actually. Now I just have to wait 5 to 7 business days for the transfer to go through. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, I did the same. I actually emailed customer service last week. I think maybe even when we got done with the episode, because I figured it would take a few days and I would need to wait, wait on them. Finally got tired, and Eric had texted us and let us know that he had a good experience with Nintendo customer service over the phone. So I decided to do the same thing. I called. The whole thing was done in 8 minutes. I think it was how long my phone call was, and that's to be on hold, to give him all my information. It was the same thing. The guy was very friendly, very nice, easy to understand too, which is always nice over the phone, especially.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to give him my old serial number for my 3DS. Just the new one, my Nintendo ID, and my last 4 digits of my credit card are all I needed to give him. And he said, same thing, 5 to 7 days you'll get an email. Just follow the instructions on that, and you can set up your Nintendo ID on your new 3DS.
Do you think that like my friends and everything are gonna transfer over too?
They should, but I don't know.
No,
No,
they're not. Let's be honest.
No.
We're talking Nintendo.
Yeah, they won't. You're right. We'll have to figure that out once we get there.
Should, yes,
but it won't.
Which means it will not.
Yeah, you're right.
You should be able to link your account to multiple 3DSs,
or at least be able to recover it on the 3DS itself. You know,
right?
Just
like you can do on an Xbox 360.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
sorry, I just want all your products, Nintendo.
Yeah.
My bad.
I just want to be able to download my copy of Shovel Knight.
I don't even care about the game. I just want to be able to use the same account for that and my Wii U.
Yeah.
I have Bravely Default, but I'm never going to play it again.
Right. I had a couple things that I bought through the Club Nintendo, too, that I didn't want to lose.
And that's the other thing. When they start up their new rewards program, I want all of my purchases to go to one account.
Yeah. That's the same with me. And I have enough points to get like a really good game on my... I think I'm going to get Paper Mario Sticker Star for my 3DS game.
I have that.
Do you?
Yeah, if you wanted to borrow it.
Maybe I'll do that, and then I'll get a different game.
Yeah. I think Corey gave it back to me recently.
Okay, cool.
I'll check to make sure, though.
So, yeah, I wanted to give them credit for that. That was a surprisingly pleasant experience. I had the same thing. You know, the guy was asking me which system I got, and, you know, just talking about games. And you could tell he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, it was refreshing.
Yeah, his name was Billy. He sounded like he was from, like, Southern California or something.
We might have had the same guy.
It might have been. He might have just been answering phones for Nintendo that day. But, yeah, I wanted to give them credit for that because it was
painless.
Yeah, very painless. So... All right, that's everything. Anything else anybody want to cover? Nibble bits.
I think I'm good on Nibble bits.
Our weeks. All right, well, let's get into what we played.
Oh snap!
Eric, we'll start with you. What did you play this week?
Huh? Let me pull up my notes, Dan. Well, let's see. I want to start with the Scream Ride demo, which is a game that when it was first announced and shown off, I was fairly excited about actually because it was something different for a console, especially. So the demo came out. I can't remember what the release day is for the actual game, but the demo's out now on Xbox One. As always, just a pain in the ass to actually find it on the Xbox store. What a piece of shit that is.
Yeah, it's probably the worst thing about it.
I don't even think the Xbox 360 store was that bad.
No, it was far better. But anyway,
it's weird.
Not to get stuck on that topic again. I played... There's 3 things you can do on there. Honestly, I don't really know what the other 2 options are. So the first thing you can do is pretty much just run a test run of a roller coaster. And the object is to get as many points as you can. And you do so by earning turbos, using your turbo at the right time.
To fling people off?
You only do that at the end. You can actually fling them off, but I don't think that's the object in this mode that I was playing. There's different modes to it. So... You can lean into turns. You have to do that at the right time, or else you go flying off the rails. Just stuff like that. It was okay. I was a little bit disappointed, maybe. Like I said, I didn't try the other game modes. The game is only $40, so that's probably a good price point for it. I don't know if I will give the other game modes a try or not. It didn't pull me in by any stretch. It is different. I don't know. I thought it was going to be more like building your own roller coasters and trying them out and stuff like that, which I think would be cool.
Yeah.
And it might be. Like I said, I only tried the one game mode, so if it is that, I don't want to make it sound like it isn't. It could be. So maybe I should try it again for next week. Just try those other 2 quick game modes and see what it is. But the one that I played, I was not overly impressed with. What else did I get into? I started Super Mario Galaxy 2 for our 4 in February.
Really?
It's okay.
Really?
I don't know. I have a hard time going back to games.
It's a fairly old game.
Yeah, it's fairly old. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only played a little bit of it. I literally played just the first world, and I couldn't get into it, so I played FIFA.
That disappoints me greatly.
I mean, I'm going to go back to it.
Oof.
I'm definitely going to go back to it. It's good. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's not good. All of those Mario games are good.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if I'm just over them or what it is. I don't know.
Could be.
It just didn't pull me in. I was fresh off of something else, and maybe the timing could have just been wrong, which has happened so many times. Yeah. So like I said, I only played the first level. I do want to play that this weekend. That and The Order are on my docket for this weekend. So I do want to get through that for my 4 in February.
Cool.
I've all but given up on Grim Fandango. It's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
It's just not.
Well, with all the stuff for the 3DS that just came out, you're loving Monster Hunter, all the other games you have to play, why put yourself through torture,
Exactly. I got way too much going on to be wrapping my time up in shitty Grim Fandango.
Right.
So like Dan said, on to Bayonetta 2, which I beat.
Hey, well done.
Thank
Nice
you.
job.
Thank you.
I'll put it on the list.
I really, really wish I had played Bayonetta 2 last year to give it its due in the awards show. Honestly, would have probably been, if I could redo my Game of the Year list from last year, it would probably be Dark Souls 2 1, Bayonetta 2 at 2.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and Dragon Age at 3. But Bayonetta 2 is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And you didn't really like the first one that much, too.
No, I didn't. I could not get into the first one, but my God, was the second one so much fun. I literally could have played that in one sitting. And I would recommend people do that. Play it in 1 or 2 sittings, tops.
It's not very long.
It's not long. It took me under 10 hours to beat. I didn't look for a lot of the collectibles and stuff like that. I didn't really find any of that to be necessary. But it's not long. The story is... I don't know if it's in-depth. It's weird. You got to kind of pay attention to it and kind of get into it. And I think doing that all in one sitting is probably the best way to do it.
The story, I mean, it's not a great story, but it's good enough to give you context for what you're doing,
Yeah.
And so it was good enough, I guess you could say. I was interested in it only because, I played Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 back to back, so I had a better idea what was going on.
Yeah. Because the story connects to the first one pretty closely.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the story.
Did you?
I was into it. It clearly set up for a sequel or a third.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it. Not only because I like the game, but like I said, I like the story and I liked the way it ended a lot. Just sets up so nicely for the next game.
Yeah.
That game is a real get for Nintendo.
Yeah.
That was a fucking awesome game.
How awesome were the controls?
The controls are fantastic.
Yeah.
The character models are so good. The art is just fantastic. The angels and the demons. I spent some time afterwards after you unlock everything just looking at the character models.
Yeah.
And oh man, they're just so awesome. Just looking at them and zooming in and seeing all the detail and the way these things look, it's just so impressive what they put together. I really can't say enough about Bayonetta.
I'm glad you liked it.
I loved it.
Much better than
I
the first
didn't
one,
like
too.
it. I loved it.
Yeah, that's good.
If you have a Wii U, you fucking must get Bayonetta 2.
Yeah.
You absolutely must. And if you don't have a Wii U, you should fucking get a Wii U.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a lot of great games for it now. So.
Yes. Man, Nintendo is so fucking weird because all of my other games that I buy for all of my other systems, I want to trade in as soon as I can.
Yeah.
For the most part, to get best value for trade in, to keep my game flows coming in. I just don't want to trade any of my Nintendo games in. I'm going to trade Bayonetta 2 in because I don't think I'll play it again, but I don't want to.
Right.
I want it to sit on my shelf.
Yeah.
Just so it's there.
Yeah.
So I have it. But man, the weapons, just everything. The characters are so cool. How cool is Rodon?
Yeah.
Down in the gates of hell.
I like him as a character. He's good stuff.
Yeah, I really can't. I could go on about Bayonetta for a while. So, can't recommend that one enough. And Dan, good pick.
Thank you.
For 4 in February.
Thank you.
Much better than Will's pick.
Both of them have been
Yeah.
Been a miss so far.
Yes. And then on to the last thing that I wanted to talk about was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate for 3DS. I put about another 2 hours in on that last night, and it's really, really good. I can see why people get sucked in so much by these Monster Hunter games. It's just got
and spend hundreds of hours playing them.
Man, it's just got it's got the class thing, it's got the RPG stuff, it's got the resource hunting that you're into, Dan.
Yep.
It's got the co-op online multiplayer stuff now, which is supposed to be really good. I can't wait to try it as soon as everybody gets their Nintendo IDs figured out.
Corey and Eric talking about it earlier in the week, or was it this morning?
It was yesterday.
It was last night.
It was last night while I was playing it.
Yeah, they were talking about it and convinced me to buy it. I actually went out today to buy it this morning, and nobody had it. So I'm gonna either buy a digital copy or buy a copy online from someplace, so I can get it. I don't really want to even play it until I get my Nintendo ID all set up.
That's how I'm feeling, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to get back into it so badly.
Yeah.
After my first half hour, I liked it so much. I
Yep.
I couldn't wait for another 7 days to get back into it.
Yep. I don't blame
It's just so cool. It's it's kind of like Dark Souls 2, where you just want to be in that world, and there's so much to do in it. But even though there's so much to do, like Dragon Age Inquisition had a lot to do, but it feels to me like Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, all the things that there are to do in it are so meaningful,
Yeah.
and you have to do your resource time. You have to do that stuff, or you're just not going to be successful.
Yeah, because you do that to get better weapons, to build better weapons
get
and armor.
Better weapons, better armor, potions, food. There's cooking in it. There's just all of this shit that you can do. You can have a chef prepare meals for you in the town center, and depending on what the meal is and how he cooks it, grill, fry, whatever, it gives you different boosts to different things. So I tried one. I got a voucher for a free meal, and it gave me super boosted stamina, which is great because it allows you to run longer. It's just got bug nets to capture bugs, just stupid little shit like that. But it all amounts to a greater thing in the game, and I just cannot wait to get balls deep in that game.
We're gonna do an episode on it.
Yes.
Not next week, maybe the week after, but we all want to give it its due before we actually have an episode on it.
Yeah, and it looks really good on the 3DS. It's the only handheld game that I've played that I can see myself just getting lost in.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me before with a handheld game ever, remotely. And that is definitely one that has just pulled me right in.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
looking forward to getting more of that in.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I think that's all I played.
Okay. I'll go next. I'll start with Hearthstone.
All right.
I played a fair amount of Hearthstone this weekend, maybe 4 or 5 hours, broken up throughout the day on my tablet. I was kind of feeling down because my computer was broken and I wasn't able to progress in my 4 in February at all. And that was a game that I just had on my tablet. So I was like, you know what? Corey's been talking so much about it. I'll fire it up. I'll give it a second chance. So I did. I made a couple different decks. I unlocked all the things for, let's see, the Warrior deck, the Shaman deck. I think I had already unlocked everything for the Mage deck. So that's kind of where I was starting with, because I wanted to get a beaten game for it.
That's what I'm doing,
and
too.
I can't remember what exactly that entailed, but I knew we had to unlock all the starter cards for the character classes.
I think Corey finally decided on every starter class getting all the basic cards.
Okay, and that's it?
And that's it, yeah.
Okay.
If I knew that, I would have been doing that. I've only been playing with Shaman.
Yeah. That's actually the class I started playing as now. Mm-hmm. Or no. The one that summons the totems? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a Shaman.
Yeah, that's a fun class.
Yeah. I mean, I had a little more fun with it than I did before. I still don't absolutely love it. I'm still very frustrated by a lot of it. I'm still baffled that people really like to watch it on Twitch. Still don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I do, like I said, I do like it a little bit better than I did before, but I still I haven't played it since this weekend at all. So I'm definitely not addicted to it like Corey is.
I don't honestly know how somebody could be addicted to it, and I know so many people play it.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in that camp. I haven't even really thought about it at all this week.
If I had a tablet, my playing would be way worse.
Yeah.
So
it's cool. I have no problem admitting that it's a cool game.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the addiction.
My experience kind of got ruined by some of the assholes I played online, because you can still be an asshole in that game even though they kind of have controls for it. Like one of the matches I was playing, the person that I was playing against took the entire time frame to make their move. Yeah. Every single move for that match, it felt like it took like half an hour. They would wait till the rope was almost burned down on the screen before they made their move.
I had a guy who did that today.
Every single turn. And I'm always like super fast. My turn is usually done in 10 seconds. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But I had one person that did that and one person that just took forever. And then I think Corey caught the end of this game, but the guy I was playing against was just an asswipe. Like every time he made a move, he would tell himself, "Well played." And I'm like, really? Like, and he ended up beating me, which was fine. But
it's funny when you say that, but if I was you, I'd have been furious.
I was like, you know what? I don't even want to play this, and you're giving me crap. But like he was gonna do the last hit, and he like you can tell what they highlight. So he was highlighting the guy and putting it on my character to knock me out, and then you take it off, and then highlight it again and take it off, and like I know what you're gonna do. Just do it. Whenever I know I can do a killing blow, I don't dilly dally. I just do the killing blow and end the match. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't need to rub it in.
I hate the people who self-destruct when they like know they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
They just kind of kill their guy off.
Yeah, I just I'll finish the match as best I can because you never know when you're gonna get a weird card, that saves your round. You know.
I won a game today with 1 life left.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a card that changed it.
Yeah.
So
like I said, I'm liking it a little bit better, but I still don't love it, and I will play a little bit more, but
it's a slow transformation. You'll get there.
I don't know. I will never sit at my computer and play it ever. Never. I just
with
can't.
all the other options.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would rather play anything than Hearthstone. The only reason I played it was because it was really the only game I had to play.
Yeah.
And I could take it around with me in the house as I was doing stuff with the kids. So that's really the only reason I even bothered playing it. But I mean, it's okay.
Dan, I'm glad that you didn't love it.
No,
I was worried.
No, I
thought he would.
More, playing online, especially, it just pissed me off. Like I'll probably play. I'll do the unlocking decks by playing the Innkeeper, the computer player, but I don't know how much of online I'm going to play. And people's cards are just so much better than mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because people play every day and get all the coins they can every day and use those to buy packs. Like I'm just not going to do that, and I'm not going to spend a dime on it either.
Nope.
Fuck no.
So
I love Corey talking about his addiction, though.
yeah,
It's so funny.
it is funny.
We
threatened to take. I threatened to take it away, like we threatened to take away Eric's copy of FIFA a few years ago.
What? Where was he that he was saying that he was playing? And I said, Corey, don't you have something? And you said that's like saying to an alcoholic, don't you have work or something? What was the gist of that
Yeah,
conversation?
you said, don't you have 4 in February to be working on?
Yeah.
Because you said he was playing Hearthstone. And I said, that's like saying to an alcoholic, don't you have to go to work in the morning?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's functioning.
Yeah,
Functioning.
yeah. So that's my further thoughts on Hearthstone. My opinion's a little bit better of it, but not fully there.
Not steamy turd worthy.
I was mostly doing that to troll you guys.
I'm never going to forget that.
Well, I didn't really think it was a steamy turd.
Game's amazing.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I played a little more. Finally, I got to go back to my 4 in February. I played Papers, Please on my wife's computer. That game's awesome.
Yes.
I don't know what it is about it, but it just sucks you right in. I really got into the whole document examination like right away. Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure why. I don't know what it is. It's such a neat idea for a game. It's so focused.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's just awesome. Like
it's so unlike anything else.
It is, absolutely. And one of the things I like about it is they kind of ease you into all the different things you have to look for on the documents, and it slowly gets harder and harder to keep track of everything. They add more papers, they add more things you have to look for. And I think that's nice. If they just threw everything right away at you, it would be too hard. I think.
Yeah. It's a nice progression.
But they ease you into it. And my wife has been interested in Papers, Please ever since Corey talked about it. So she was watching me play it and was like helping me out to spot different things that we were, and she caught a lot of stuff that I missed.
It's good to have two eyes.
The women's
for that.
eye.
Yeah. I think she might play it on her own at some point. She was that interested in it. But I absolutely love that game. I think I'm pretty close to getting to an ending. I know I have to get to a good ending, so
I don't remember what my ending was.
Yeah. I'm pretty close. There's 20 different endings.
It's a hard game.
It's a very hard game. And you feel like if you mess up enough, they're just going to come shoot you. Like I don't want to screw up too much, but there's like one of the neat things too is there's a bunch of different like little storylines that happen during the game that you can just eliminate right off the bat by taking out a certain character or having a character arrested or whatever. You can eliminate that entire storyline. But what an awesome game.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. It's Game that kind of flew under the radar,
Absolutely.
but it's one everyone should play.
Yeah, it's on iPad too,
Mm-hmm.
which
Nice.
I think it would work very nicely with the touch controls.
Absolutely.
I played it on my wife's computer upstairs while mine was sitting down here off and broken. So yeah, that's an awesome game too. And then I played last night. I was able to play more Lord of the Rings: War in the North, which is kind of frustrating.
Really?
I kind of like it, but it's frustrating. Yeah, the whole not being able to switch your characters
Still biting
to
you?
level them up. Yeah, because they get behind.
Uh-huh.
I had my because I was playing as the dwarf. I hadn't gone on the ranger or the lore master at all since the beginning of the game. I was level like 8. So they hadn't had any abilities or equipment or anything leveled up. They were still like a level 1 character.
See, I didn't have that issue because I played with friends through it.
Yeah,
so
that would make
everybody-
it way better.
Yeah,
It's definitely designed to be played with friends. It's not a good by yourself game.
that's disappointing. You don't.
I
like it
don't
that much.
dislike it. It's just that stuff is frustrating and takes away from, because I don't mind the combat. The combat's fine. The lore stuff is fine. The worlds are neat. But yeah, that one thing takes away from it.
Yeah.
But I'm still working on that. I haven't started Just Cause 2 yet. That's after I beat Lord of the Rings, I'm going to play Just Cause, which is also I can stream to my tablet too, which is fantastic. That's how I played all of Dust and all of Lord of the Rings so far is on this.
That's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's great because I don't have to sit down here and freeze. Once the weather's warmer, I won't care about
Yeah.
sitting down here, but it gets cold down here, especially at night.
Sure.
I'm pretty warm right now.
I'm comfortable because I'm not focused on
My
it.
upper half is good.
Oh, the lower half's a little cold.
Yeah, I
is it?
bundled up top, but the legs are
A little chilly.
these fragile legs of mine.
So that's all I played. What do you got, Will?
I mean, I played a lot of the big 3 in Smash Brothers, Heroes of the Storm, and Hearthstone. Don't really
The
have-
big 3.
Big 3.
I don't have a lot to say about it. I've just been doing the same things for everything. Getting my heroes level 5, and heroes the same with Hearthstone. Just playing Smash Brothers online.
Still dominating.
It's weird. There's some games where I play just so dominantly, and then there's games where I
Oh.
just play so awful.
That's
That's
same thing
normal.
with FIFA.
And
for me.
like I was playing a guy the night before, who wasn't any good, and I was beating him, but I knew I wasn't getting any better playing him, so I just kind of stopped. Because he picked Charizard, and he just kept flare blitzing, which is the over B move.
Yeah.
It does a lot of damage if it hits you, but he takes
I
damage
was going to say, it
himself.
does damage to Charizard, too.
So he's at like 200 damage, and he's going back and forth like an idiot, and I keep jumping. He actually beat me once, and I was kind of frustrated.
Embarrassed.
I was embarrassed, so I picked Yoshi and destroyed him. But I just kind of stopped because that wasn't fun. Like, I like playing people that I'm going to get better. My record is starting to even out a little bit more. There's just some nights where I play really good, and some nights I play really bad. I can't beat Ganondorf online. I don't know why. He's one of the streamer that I follow says he's one of the hardest characters to play as because he's got a big learning curve because the heavy characters are harder to play
Oh,
as.
yeah, definitely.
And I just get destroyed by Ganondorf every time. I don't know why.
It's funny you say that. I always relate your guys' online stuff to FIFA with me because I played one match today on Seasons mode, and I played against Borussia Dortmund. Every fucking time I play them, they kick my ass.
Yeah.
I just know it's coming. I see it's coming. I'm like, well,
Here we are.
That's like me in Guild Wars 2 and fighting Mesmers. I always got my ass beat by Mesmers.
They were a pain.
Because they would clone themselves, and I would keep following the wrong clone. Everyone else I could take, but Mesmers always whipped my ass.
Yeah.
the thing with Dortmund on FIFA is that they're built perfectly for that game. That team is. They're just a lot of speed, and that's tough to beat in FIFA.
Yeah.
So I
Same with that-
refuse to adapt. I will only use Arsenal.
There you go. That's how it should be.
That's a good fan right there.
Oh, yeah.
Loyal.
I try to adapt my gameplay, which I did. I had as many shots as that asshole, but he beat me 4-0. I couldn't put one in.
Wow.
You know.
Is this just because he's fast? He can get breakaways and stuff like that.
Yeah,
easier?
good on the counterattack, and
It's like it's the same thing with NHL.
yeah,
If you have a fast team, yeah, they're hard to stop.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so with Smash, just can't beat Ganondorf. As I said, I've been working on Duck Hunt Dog and Robin a lot. See, Duck Hunt Dog, when I play with my friends, I like to be the villain of Smash Brothers. I like to give them a hard time and say how good I am, even though I'm really not that good, but like I like to let them know that I am. Just to get under their skin. And Duck Hunt Dog, I started playing as a joke because how he plays is he runs from side to side throwing his projectiles. He has the Frisbee, which is the over B, You press B and it shoots and it does damage. He's got the can that he kicks around. If it hits them, it does a lot of damage. And he drops one of the guys from the Duck Hunt game who do the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So like you just run from side to side and keep doing that, and they keep getting hit up more and more and more percentage, and you go in and smash them. It's so fun because they can't hit me, but I just do it to them repeatedly. And I let them know how fun it is for me.
Uh-huh.
And that. But the main thing I've been playing was Wind Waker, and I beat Wind Waker.
You did.
Yeah.
Will is completed.
Mission successful.
Nice, Will.
Wind Waker was an awesome game. I really loved it. There are some pretty frustrating things, but I think that comes with Zelda games.
Yeah.
There's just really frustrating moments. The first day I played, I played this game before, but I didn't remember any of it. Like what Corey was talking about with Knights of the Old Republic. I'd never beaten it, but I didn't remember anything after the first island, which is Windfall. After that, everything was just foggy. But I was playing. The second day is when I started having like issues. I was getting to, I don't know if you remember it, Dan, but the Wind Temple. You take the marker or maker there. He's from what's that place called? Forest Haven.
Yes.
Dooku Tree.
Yes.
Yeah, you took him there.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to, because with that dungeon, the one before, you go with a person with you, and you have to bring them with you a lot.
Yeah.
And if they get hit, sometimes they go back to the start of the area, and I wouldn't know that, and I would advance in there to the point where I needed them, and then I'd go to where they were, and they weren't there. They're all the way back.
It's not always easy to get back to where because they go to where you entered whatever room.
Exactly.
And it's not always easy to get back to there. Sometimes you have to go up and down levels, and
in that one
pain.
It's the first floor, the bottom floor, the bottom first floor, and the bottom second floor. So and it's really high up there, and you gotta hit into the fan to launch you up into the air, and I just kept struggling. I had been playing since noon, and it was 10 at that time. I binge played this game. I
love it.
If you play Zelda a lot, you start to lose focus and you get tired and all that, and that temple was just, I had a hard time. It was, I never was to the point where I was I hate this game.
Yeah.
But I had a lot, it was frustrating. The Triforce shards, was that the part you were talking that you didn't really like towards the end?
No, it was that dungeon where you have to go in the right doors, but you don't have a mini map.
Yeah.
I spent 2 hours on that, and I was like, screw this, and I looked up a guide finally.
See,
I couldn't do it.
See, I used a guide all the way through because I didn't want to get tripped up on stuff.
Yeah.
So that was before Ganon.
Yeah, that was right before the end.
Okay. Yeah, I can't imagine. Wow.
Trying to figure that out on your own.
Yeah,
I just don't see that happening.
Who would look at the sword to know what door to go into?
That's how I felt a lot in Grim Fandango.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
There was a couple parts in that game I'm I would have never have gotten this. Yeah. So I was really happy I had a guide. But the shards, they weren't hard to get by any means. But the thing that made me so angry was going to What's-His-Face to get him to read Tingle.
Tingle, yeah.
I was I don't want to pay you $400, or 400 rupees, sorry, to read my map. I can just use my stupid guide to find it. As I said in the chat, I wanted to punt him off his island. I saved him in the beginning of the game, and now he's making me pay to get these deciphering things. And in the GameCube version, you have to do it 5 times.
He's like the mob of the Zelda world.
He's this green little fairy guy who's oh, you saved me, but I want money to decipher this, because I know you have to save the world, so you have to do it. But in the GameCube version, you have to do it 5 times. Luckily, in the Wii U version, you don't have to do it twice. But I was so frustrated with that part, and I had money to do it, but I didn't know what else I would need money for at that point.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the game, I didn't know if I should go buy more stuff. I didn't know, so it was just I was losing all my money.
Yeah.
Doing that, and that made me mad. And the other part I had an issue with was the Ganondorf, the puppet version, when he was the worm, centipede.
Yeah.
Caterpillar, whatever it was. I had an issue trying to. You can't lock onto the ball at the end of his tail with the bow.
That was hard, yeah.
And I wasn't accurate at all, and I kept dying, and I was this is really frustrating. I almost had a breakdown at that point.
I ended up using the motion controls on the Wii U gamepad for aiming for that.
I tried that. I tried that in the normal, like, analog gaming, and I just couldn't hit it. And, like, I'd be like, it would go out of my view, and I didn't know where it was, and I was too lazy to go out of the bow, and it would just hit me and knock me down, and I was like...
Yeah, it was pretty hard.
I actually said to one of my friends, I'm like, I don't know if I can beat this part, because I did it, like, 3 times, I think. But, you know, fighting Ganon was pretty... the last Ganon was pretty easy. I didn't have any issues with him.
Yeah.
But what an awesome game. That's definitely an underrated Zelda. I know why it's a cult classic. I think it's great.
It is good.
I want to play Twilight Princess again because that's my favorite, and I want to compare the two because that might be my second favorite Wind Waker.
Well, I have it now.
It's true.
So you can borrow it from me.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to play that because I want to...
I'm going to get to it at some point. Probably late spring, if I had to guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a blast with Wind Waker. Maybe want to play Toon Link and Smash. Played a little Toon Link. Yeah, that's it. It was a great game. Nice. I loved every game on my 4 in February. I got some good picks.
Yeah, you did. You had a tasty little menu of games.
Yeah, I think I beat this game maybe in 25 hours. So
okay, yeah, I feel like it took me about that 25, 27 maybe.
Yeah, if it hadn't used a guide, I'd probably still be playing it. I'm not very good at puzzle games, even though like Zelda games aren't really hard puzzly usually. Yeah, still, like I'm
difficult puzzle.
I'm not very good. Yeah, that was a fun game. Blast with that.
Uh-huh. And you're done with your 4 in February.
Another round of applause for you, Will.
Thank you.
We gotta have Corey update the graphic.
Yeah.
If we can tear him away from Hearthstone for a few minutes.
He probably won't. I wonder how Corey's doing on his 4 in February.
Not great by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
I wondered if he beat Knights of the Old Republic. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, because I don't feel like that's too long. I think that might be like 20 hours.
Because I feel like he wouldn't jump into Deus Ex if he hadn't.
Yeah. That was my thought.
Yeah. Because I kept on, every time Corey brings up Hearthstone in the chat, I always say, Corey, don't you have to beat Knights of the Old Republic, Deus Ex, and Galaxy? But now I think I've started dropping Knights of the Old Republic because I think you beat it.
Yeah.
Or, wait, no. It's Deus Ex and Ocarina of Time, right?
Yes, that's what I picked for him.
I think Ocarina of Time can be a doozy.
Yeah.
He's not going to complete.
I don't think so.
Wait, what's his other game? Oh, is it Galaxy? Is it Galaxy?
Galaxy 2, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to finish.
No. He's not.
I'm worried about myself, actually.
I never doubted you.
Well,
I think you'll do it.
I had my computer problems and you know, I haven't been able to play really. I'm almost done with Papers, Please.
Yeah.
I'm probably maybe a quarter of the way into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then I have Just Cause. Just Cause is the one I'm a little worried about because that's the one that has like a 70-hour completionist.
Oh, boy.
And like if I get too distracted by side stuff, I might have trouble. But I think the main story is only like 18 hours, so I'll try to focus on
just power through it,
on the story. Yeah, we'll see though.
And Eric, you're not sure with.
I'm not going to beat Grim Fandango.
No.
I'll just commit to that right now. I am going to beat 4 games in February.
It'll be the order.
The order will be my 4th. So take that for what it's worth.
3 out of 4 is not bad though.
Sure.
I mean, because I've technically beaten like 7 games this month. You would have beaten 4. Like,
I put 6 hours into Grim Fandango at very least.
Yeah.
Which is more than I was able to muster up for Metal Gear 4 and Half-Life 2 last year.
You definitely gave it a good try.
I gave it an honest college try.
Just couldn't force yourself.
It's just so bad.
I'm interested to see how it is now because I have not heard great things.
You should try it.
Doesn't hold up.
It reviewed well.
I was going to ask you, I don't know what you got to play now, but if you want to borrow Majora's Mask for 3DS, because I mean, I'm not going to play it for a bit.
Yeah, I actually do really want to play Majora's Mask because it's the one of the Zeldas that I think it's the only Zelda I haven't like played.
Yeah, you can borrow. I'll bring it next week.
All right, yeah, sounds good. That's all I did though, Dan. I wanted to beat my 4 in February so I could get back to playing like Smash and Heroes a lot more.
Yeah. Well, you got to get your esports game up. We're all going pro in one game or the other.
I gotta get pro in those two. Yeah. I think those are my best chances right now.
Yeah.
At a career.
Mario Kart's my only hope.
FIFA.
I'm too far out of the Guild Wars 2 game to be able to go pro. people that play that, because I've been watching a lot of that on Twitch. Is pro
Did
pro
Corey
Guild Wars 2.
tweet something about a stadium being built for esports in the
Yeah,
UK?
in the UK. I meant to read that article and I forgot.
I would totally go watch people play FIFA.
Oh, I would watch any esport game, really, because at least now I have kind of an understanding of Dota. I would rather watch like Smash Brothers. I think would be awesome to watch in esports.
Smash would be fun. I could watch FIFA. I'd watch Dota if I had somebody next to me explaining things,
Right.
like Corey
I listened
or Will.
to Giant Bomb, and Brad talked about going to Seattle for the big Dota tournaments. He said they're nuts. So
That would be fun.
That would be
When
fun.
is it?
it was maybe the beginning of summer.
God, that'd be a good fucking time.
It would be fun. And Seattle always gets praised.
I've
for
wanted to go to Seattle
Me
for a while.
Me too. So that'd be. I think he said he was walking down the street and people were talking about the Dota tournament. He said that's how big it was there,
Yeah.
which is cool. But
Yeah.
And Smash, by the way, like tournaments are awesome. I watch them on Twitch a lot.
Well, was it at E3 when they did the big Smash Wii U tournament last year,
Maybe for release.
or was it PAX?
Maybe it was PAX. I don't know. The one that I've been I watched a lot of Apex and like ones shortly after Smash came out. I didn't see any after or before that.
Okay.
So was that like when they were showing the game off at E3 maybe?
Yeah, it was something like that when they had
Yeah, I don't remember.
their tournament thing before it came out. All right.
Yeah.
Feedback?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into feedback. I'll start with Twitter feedback from Anthony at Anthony Kafka on Twitter. This is in response to the talks about strikes at shipping ports causing GameStop shortages that we discussed last week. He says the port issues here in California are a real thing, by the way. He tweeted a Kotaku article about I actually read that article too, about the things. And they showed like Seattle, like all the trucks lined up at the port. So that is definitely a thing. And I feel like I had heard about this like a while ago, like maybe in the fall last year. I don't know if there's been any confirmation on whether or not Nintendo's been affected by that, but one can only assume that's where their imports are coming.
Yeah.
So, and they're not closed down. They're just slow. So I don't know if like the workers are striking and they've brought in scabs or something, or only portions of the ports are striking. I probably will look more into that this week, maybe, and report on it. But
Yeah, because it's weird. Like I hadn't heard anything of that.
yeah, it's vague. After I read the, I guess glossed over the Kotaku article, I remember hearing vague things about it, with like cars and stuff, like just sitting in ships off the coast because they don't have anywhere to go. So, thanks for chiming in about, because before I had read that, it didn't ring a bell at all. So. Ryan in Iowa says on Twitter, I may be getting that Monster Hunter 4 and Harvest Moon for the new 3DS if the lady approves. Alien Isolation, maybe Just Cause 2 are strong options for me for the Xbox Ultimate Game Sale. I kept my 360 going to try and do XCOM and Assassin's Creed Rogue on it. And then he says, after this most recent Hawks versus Pens game, I fucking hate Chris Letang and his dirty bullshit back-checking. Yeah.
Did you see Ovechkin and slashing Letang's leg, and Letang said, I didn't know my leg was a puck?
No.
Yeah, that happened in last night's game.
I don't like the Penguins either, though. I hate them. I hate the Penguins.
Yeah. I've kind of cooled off on my hatred for them right now.
Okay. They're not doing very well.
No, they've really given the Rangers the second place spot right now.
So they're third.
They're third.
Washington's fourth.
Washington's right behind Pittsburgh, though. It's literally like the Islanders are like 76. The Rangers are at like 73. These are all rough. I checked the other day. I don't remember specifically. And then like Penguins are at 71. Washington's at 70, I think.
Okay.
So it's all really, really tight in the East.
Cool.
Or Metropolitan.
Yeah. All right. This is from Mike in Worcester, who says, hope you guys are doing well and everything. Life is crazy here. Worcester reached #1 snowiest city in the country. Not much of an achievement, but is made for really good video game playing time. As for my 4 in February, you guys were right. I took on a large amount of gaming. So far, I've beat Dying Light, and I give 2 thumbs up to Techland for really giving me a gaming experience I'll remember for a while. Next, I beat Far Cry 4 and really enjoyed it as well. Far Cry 3 is my all-time favorite next to Age of Empires 3. Far Cry 3 had something I felt Far Cry 4 lacked. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't the map because Kyrat is beautiful. Third, I also wanted to finish Dragon Age Inquisition. I am now 70 hours in, and I think I am close. And lastly, exploring a large map in Terraria. Damn, what an undertaking. I did not realize how much time that would actually take. Once again, thank you for the free content. You guys are great. I feel like I know all of you in a non-creepy but kind of creepy kind of way. I go to you guys first when I want an opinion on a game, and most of all, Eric. Not playing favorites, I just really like his attitude. Told you guys last week I bought a Mac to play this war of mine, and this week I bought Papers, Please, and have enjoyed it. Thanks again, Mike G. from Worcester. Yeah, I'm sorry about the snow. I hate snow so much. I hate shoveling it. I hate seeing it. Me and my wife are really good. We're going to move somewhere where there's no snow.
Yeah.
She's set on it. I'm set on it, so...
we're in the same boat.
Yeah,
probably
about 2 years.
Yeah, as soon as the old lady's done with college,
That's
we're
my
gone.
that's my boat too. As soon as she's done with her grad classes, we're gonna look into moving. So get out of the snow. I'm so sick of it. I hate walking outside because I don't put on. When I take my dog out to go to the bathroom, I'm not gonna put on a jacket. I'm not gonna put on pants. I'm usually wearing mesh shorts. So I take him out when it's 11 degrees below zero and windy, and I freeze while he's going.
This has been an insanely cold winter, too.
Yeah.
Like, last year was not nearly this bad.
And snowy. We have like 2 feet of snow, and I hate shoveling.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as much as Mike has, but
Yeah, here we are.
here we are complaining. I know they got a ton. Buffalo had 8 feet or whatever it was at the beginning of the year.
That's par for the course there.
God. I would have just shut off the heat in my house and froze myself to death. That's miserable.
Call it a day.
Yeah, that's miserable. Ugh.
Honey, we're throwing in the towel.
Yeah. Well done on the beaten games, Mike. Dying Light. I really want to play Dying Light.
I know.
That's all I want to play right now.
I almost fired it back up today.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because I really, really like it. It's really, really good. But I want to do my 4 in February, so I'm gonna focus on that. Maybe I'll get a few hours in here and there of Dying Light.
I have a feeling I'm gonna get back to Dying Light after I beat The Order and Mario Galaxy. Then it's gonna go back to Dying Light.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll probably do that right away after my 4 in February is over too. Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, Dragon Age. 70 hours. You're probably pretty close to the end, depending on. I think, like I said, I did the vast majority of the side stuff, and I think, 87 hours it took me? Something like that.
I don't remember.
So you're probably not too far away. Once again, thank you for the free content. You guys are great. I know you all in a non-creepy but kind of creepy kind of way. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And I'm glad you like my attitude, Mike.
Yeah.
I guess.
Eric's
fantastic.
feisty attitude.
I showed that to my fiance before I came over here, and she said that she wanted to sit down with Mike because she has a few complaints about my attitude and talk to him about it. So whenever
Nice.
you're free.
Nice. And thanks for listening.
Yeah,
that's
always.
That's why we do it, for fun, but also for, podcasts changed my life.
Sure.
Not in a
Huge sentimental.
yeah, but they made work not unbearable.
Yeah. You're right with that.
So we wanted to give back to the podcasting.
They have,
too.
pretty much taken over television for me.
Yeah.
Whenever I do dishes, when I cook, whatever I do at the house, sometimes if I play FIFA, I don't need to hear the music.
Yeah.
I just listen to podcasts all day if I'm
great.
home.
It's great, and it's all free, which is fantastic.
And it's great for me being a soccer fan from around the world. There's podcasts from the UK.
Yeah.
There's not much over here.
No.
But yeah, over in the UK, there's so many good podcasts about. It just keeps me up to date on everything.
Yeah.
It's great. I found another one today.
I always tell people too, if you have an interest, someone has done a podcast on it, and someone has done a good podcast on it. So find a topic you like, do a search for whatever podcasts, and listen to some, because
They're out there.
Yeah, it's fantastic new media.
Yep.
Question of the week. What was the question of the week?
I didn't think we had one.
Corey,
And then we got an answer to it.
I think maybe Corey put it up the next day, but we didn't know what it was.
Did he put it on Facebook?
No, see if it's on our website, because I honestly don't know.
I mean, I didn't bother to look when he said he was going to put it up.
I didn't either. But
So
Corey knows damn well we would all need a reminder.
Oh my God, yes. He's met us.
he knows how we work.
Where the fuck is the question? Oh, there it is.
Right hand side.
Question of the week. Oh. All right, so you learn about your death. You learn upon your death that when you die, you are reincarnated as an NPC in a video game. What games would be heaven and which would be hell?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Bayonetta would be both. Ooh, roasted.
Yeah.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to think about that one, but we.
I wish I had.
Ryan in Iowa says, answer to question of the week. Obviously, NES Battletoads is video game hell. Words cannot properly describe how awful and torturous that game was. Video game heaven, I think, would be Ocarina of Time and just riding around on your horse and just standing around playing the Ocarina to move boulders and unlock areas of a vast unknown world. For me, this is one of the highlights of my video game youth, and sometimes I just think about those golden days of gaming, or coming back from school and grinding away at that game, and Jet Force Gemini, all the Star Wars Nintendo 64 games, and Mission Impossible Nintendo 64. Good times, Ryan in Iowa.
Heaven for me would be Skyrim. I just love that
Yeah.
Nordic feel, like, and just go to a pub and have a pint of ale and then go out and, like, kill whatever.
Kill an animal.
Anything, yeah.
Kill an animal with a battle axe.
And then, like, skin it and put its coat on
Yep.
as my coat.
Yep.
I love that.
What about hell?
God. Top of my head, Grim Fandango. That actually takes place in the afterlife, so it makes sense.
There you go. What about you, Will? See, I'd have to think about this for a minute.
Heaven would be Mass Effect.
I was going to go along the lines of Mass Effect. I would want to live in a science fiction universe. I would want to be somewhere that wasn't dangerous, though. That's the thing.
You don't want to live in Thessia when the Reapers are attacking it?
Nah, not really.
Oh,
That
damn.
doesn't tickle my fancy.
Doesn't sound like fun.
No.
Yeah, somewhere in Mass Effect, like in that universe, would be probably heaven.
Yeah.
Trying to think for the other.
I'd have to look at my games too.
Maybe Diablo, because it's going down. Even if you're an innocent bystander, like you got demons attacking you.
Well,
Dark Souls 2 would be a good one for hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because nothing like
hopeless.
Oh, very hopeless. All the people that you come across in the game are like really depressed or something like that. That would not be a good place to live. You're absolutely right.
They don't even seem like they're there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're there physically, but
not mentally. Mentally, they checked out.
Mentally, they're gone. Yeah.
Like you were saying, with a lot of snow, they've lived in a Dark Souls world. So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like they've mentally checked out.
Yeah. Oh, dang it. I wish I had known about this because I probably would have mailed a couple with a good answer.
We did get some feedback late that I did not put in there, Dan, so I'm going to pull that up.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, Idaho Jake says, hello, boys. I think I have given up on my 4 in February because it's hard for me to get into wanting to play the Metro games right now. Bad timing, I hope.
Probably.
Because we like those games.
Yeah, they're great.
I got tired of Call of Duty, so I traded into GameStop for $22, and I had a $10 off any used item, so I got Destiny again for $10, so not too bad. I have a question. Can I use a controller on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? If so, how?
For PC, I'm assuming.
Must be.
There's a way.
Yeah.
Something we can look into?
Yeah, you know what? Look in, if you're talking about Steam, look on the Steam forums for Knights of the Old Republic. Someone will have figured out, and I'm sure there is, although some of the older games like Dragon Age, you can't.
Mass Effect 1, you can't either.
Okay, it's just PC controls?
Maybe, I don't know. My friend who's playing it now said he can't. He didn't figure it out or couldn't.
Okay.
So,
but yeah, look on the Steam if it's on Steam. He might be talking mobile.
Yeah, because it is on mobile.
Yeah, it's on iOS and Android too. Check the Steam forums. If anyone's figured out how to do it on a controller, someone in there will have posted it. It's definitely on there. Or do a Google search. I'm sure Reddit, yeah. I mean, any place like that. If there is a way, someone on there will have posted it in some form or another.
Okay. Question of the week answer from Idaho Jake. My heaven would be Saints Row 4 or Skyrim, and my hell would be the Xbox One install time or being in an EA server.
Gotcha.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on Skyrim for heaven. That sounds great.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
He said it's on Steam. He got the Humble Bundle. He got the Star Wars one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So.
You know what, Jake? I'll look into it and I'll let you know what I come up with. I'll tweet you.
Do we know?
something.
Do we know if Corey played with a controller or no?
I have no idea.
I
doubt it. I doubt it.
Corey really just dropped it today.
He did. We had so many questions for him. This podcast was half as long as it was going to be.
Screwed the pooch, Corey. Screwed the pooch. He didn't leave us instructions for question of the week for next week either. So.
No, so maybe he can put something out there.
Yeah. We'll let you know if he did come up with anything. So I think next week we're going to be doing...
I did want to talk... I had a roundtable tonight.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for remembering me. Reminding me.
A little extra discussion tonight from the boys. Yeah, so I know obviously none of us have played The Order, and it's been a hot topic this week because people have gotten... the game does not come out till Friday, which is the 20th. So what's 2 days from now?
Yep.
Okay, I haven't pre-ordered from Amazon. I got same-day delivery, so I'm actually hoping it comes Thursday, which has happened.
Does happen.
It's happened to me too.
So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, I guess the big hot topic is the length of the game. There's playthroughs on YouTube, supposedly, of around 5 hours, a little over 5 hours, with about half of that being cutscenes. Mm-hmm. Some people have argued that guy was rushing through things and not really taking the world in or getting collectibles, whatever the case might be. I know somebody else currently is working on doing a playthrough with 100%ing the game, so I'm interested to see how long that takes. Mm-hmm. The creator of the game came out and said that it should take the average gamer 8 to 10 hours.
Gotcha.
So, long story short, does game length matter?
I mean, I guess my short answer is it depends on the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to spend a lot of time in a game, you know. I've always kind of been that way, and even if a game has a lot of replayability, I like to do that. But
you know,
it really it depends on the game. Like if I got a lot out of The Order, that would be fine. Like 5 or 6 hours would be fine. It depends on how emotionally charged it is.
Yeah.
Because it is supposed to be film-like, right?
Right. It's very cinematic.
Yeah. So if I got a lot out of the story, I think it would be worth $60, and the 5 hours wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
If it was just an average game, I think the amount of time, the amount of money you spend on it and the time you spend on it probably would matter a little bit more.
Yeah, this is a tough one because just listening to other people talk about this, they've brought up some really good arguments against long games making like a huge difference.
Yeah.
One interesting one, and I'll give him credit, Max Scoville, who's the new host on Podcast Beyond. Really good, by the way.
Yeah, he was on Destructoid for a while.
Okay, see, I was not familiar with him.
Yeah.
But he's pretty good. He pointed out, does anybody ever make the argument, well, since this game is 100 hours, should I pay more for it?
Right.
No. Nobody's ever going to say that.
Yeah.
So how can you argue the other way?
Yeah.
But like a game like Journey was brought up, which is one of my top 5 games of all time. That game was 3 hours, maybe, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, it just brings so much to the table. Granted, it's not $60,
right.
and I understand that, but
right.
Like Dan was saying, if the game is good enough for 5 hours, I'm willing to pay $60 for that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely a quality versus quantity thing. If it's really good, like 5 hours, that's fine with me.
And Alien Isolation has been brought up too, because a lot of people's problem with that game was that it was too long, and they just made it long for no reason.
Yeah.
Like if it had been 10 hours, it would have been like far more highly rated.
Yeah.
But since it was much longer, probably double that time, it just carries on and carries on and carries on. It's just for no reason really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It eased my concerns after my initial thought of that being like, wow, that's really short with a lot of cutscenes. Just hearing other people talk about like arguments against that really being that big of an issue has eased my concerns a little bit.
Yeah.
Also,
I probably, if it was me, if I still had my PS4, I probably would have canceled my pre-order.
Would you?
I think that's too short. I probably would have just borrowed it from you
Yeah.
and beat it in an afternoon.
I can't.
I couldn't see spending $60 on a game that, like, if I didn't really absolutely love it,
Yeah.
which I don't know, that would be too much for me to spend on it. But that's my choice as a consumer.
Right.
Like, I would want to know how long it is approximately going into buying it,
Well, first thing for me is I got it for free almost.
Right.
Because it was a gift card. I paid $14
Yeah.
out of pocket. So there's that. Second thing for me is being on the podcast, one of us has to play that
Yeah,
game.
absolutely. Because it's Sony's big early year
Right.
release.
And Will is in the job hunt, so it's going to be me.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because I want to have all the PS4 exclusives. Like, as a PS4 owner and pretty big fan of it, I want to play all their exclusives. So I really don't have any problem getting it and not, keeping my pre-order together, whatever. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I don't know. This is another argument that I heard for this. I don't have a lot of fucking time.
Yeah.
So you tell me a game is between 5 and 10 hours, and I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
If you tell me a game's 80 hours, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to play 20 to 30 hours of that and
Be done
never
with it.
get back to it like
Yeah.
I did with Dragon Age.
yeah.
Like, I just don't have the time, and that time is even more minimized by being on a podcast where we talk about new games that
Yeah.
are coming out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's like, all right, fuck, I can do that in one sitting.
Yeah.
That's perfect on a Saturday afternoon. Like,
Yep.
great.
Yeah, and I mean, replayability is a big thing that I look for in games, and like I think of a game like BioShock Infinite, not super long, but it's a game that is so moving emotionally for me, and I had such an awesome time playing that I don't mind. I bought it twice. I had it on the 360, and then I bought it for or no, did I not? No, I didn't have it for 360.
Yeah, you got it on PC.
It was just PC. But yeah, replayability is very important for something that I look for in a game, because I like to go back and play them like a year later, and then
Sure.
2 years later, and then 3 years later.
And that's another argument against this one. It doesn't have like a multiplayer aspect to it,
Yeah.
so people are like, well, it doesn't even have that. Like, you could argue against Call of Duty being as popular as it is, having a 4-hour campaign every time, but it does have the multiplayer component,
Which
as
is
good
why
or
people
bad
buy
as
it.
it may be.
That's
yeah.
why people buy Call of Duty.
Exactly.
And also, if you spent like $60 on it, and if you trade it in a GameStop and you get 35, maybe 40,
It's
right
usually
away,
over 40. It's like if Eric wanted to trade it in on like Sunday,
Yeah.
after it came out,
Pretty good chance.
you probably get
yeah.
like $45 for it,
exactly.
which is
So
almost covers.
It's a pretty
what he
good
bought for it.
return.
Yeah,
Especially seeing as it was a gift card purchase.
Yeah.
Like, all right, great. Yeah, I don't know. Now, a whole new ball game if the game sucks.
right.
Then we're talking about, all right, you gave me a shitty game.
Yeah,
There wasn't much to it.
yeah,
And it was a lot of cutscenes that I wasn't really doing much in.
right,
That's a different ball game. But we don't know that.
right,
I'm not going to watch somebody else play a story-driven game.
right.
Ever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
It takes away if you watch someone else do it.
Yeah, I'm hoping to play through it in one sitting.
Right.
2 at very most.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Cool.
we'll see what happens this weekend, and we'll delve into that next week as
that'll
our
be-
main topic.
That'll be our topic for next week.
Yes.
Yeah, if I still had my PS4, I would probably just would have borrowed your copy and,
Yeah,
played
and
it.
that's great.
Um,
As a consumer podcast, we have to do things like that.
yes, we do. We can't all afford to buy all the games.
No.
I wish we could, but we can't. Not at this point. At some point, hopefully in the future, we can buy all the games and play
Right.
everything and do it full time
Yeah. that'd be-
rather than just in our wee spare moments that we have.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
I got nothing but time.
Not for long.
Not for
Maybe.
long.
We don't know.
No, whatever.
Well, even so, if you're working 30 hours, you still have plenty of time for video
Oh,
games.
I could still be working 0.
Yeah.
Possibilities are endless.
All right, shall we cover where you can find us?
Contact
Sure.
infos.
At the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/thumbstickathletes. Our Twitter feed is at twitter.com/TSathletes or at capital T, capital S athletes. Thumbstickathletes.com is our website. You can leave us a voicemail at 607-527-0547. We're looking for voicemail intros too. You can either leave them on our number or email recorded voice thing. We want intros. We like back in the day we used to put one on just before before the opening song and on every episode is a cool thing to have. So we're trying to get more of those. So feel free to send us one if you want.
Don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. Yeah. And then our email address is thumbstickatheltes@gmail.com. So if you want to email us anything, you can do so there.
Keep your eye out for question of the week. Hopefully Corey's got one up his sleeve.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had known about this one. I mean, I should have checked, but I just didn't.
Answer it next week.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
Yeah, no, you're right. We're informal at best. Yeah, that'll do it for episode 187 of Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Oh, Will. Sorry.
Sorry.
I zoned out.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement. All right.